Hey there, everybody. It is Sunday. That means it's time for another edition of Storytime. I have with me today a vinegaroon who just decided to leap off of my hand. But a vinegaroon is a really, really interesting arachnid that we have here at the store right now. Now, vinegaroons are part of the whip scorpion family. So they're not technically a scorpion because they don't have the big stinger on their back, which is actually called a telson. It's not really a tail. Vinegaroons are more known for these giant pincher claws up front that when folded kind of look like boxing gloves. And then B, this thing right here in the back. Technically, it could be considered a tail, but it's part of their defense mechanism. And what that thing does is actually shoots out a type of acid that smells like vinegar. So it is actually acid that shoots out, but it's not like acid that's going to burn through you or anything like that. The acid that shoots out of this end on the vinegaroon causes a lot of burning sensation, and they tend to aim it. So if they feel like they're extremely threatened, they can aim that into the face of a predator, and then it gets into their eyes, gets in their mouth, and causes an intense burning situation, which allows the vinegaroon to then get away from them. Now, vinegaroons are mainly nocturnal. I woke this guy up. That's probably why he's a little ornery with me, but that's okay. We're going to just try to get him to settle down on my hand a little bit, which, cool. There he goes, maybe. Why don't you stay there, buddy? So the vinegaroon is a carnivore that primarily hunts other insects. Like I said, it can use this back here as a way of spraying an acid vinegar type substance at animals. But primarily, it's using these modified legs to feel around on the ground and to look for other inverts. And then it uses these powerful claws and pinchers up front in order to secure their prey. So they'll get up on an invert, something like, say, a cockroach or a cricket. Their feelers feel where that animal is. And then those pinchers lash out, grab it, and then they're lined with spikes. They're really hard to see in the camera here, but those spikes basically make a trap that stops that invert from being able to get away from them, and then they just go ahead and eat them. Now, these guys are found in North and South America, and they're found in Africa. I don't know the exact locale of this particular species. In fact, this one I don't even have the species name on. I just have the genus, which is Europyge, which is really funny because in Latin it just means butt. So literally we have a butt insect, and that would be its translated name. So these guys are pretty interesting because we don't find them in captivity all that often. Sometimes we joke that they're kind of like the unicorn of inverts because of how hard it is to get them healthy or find them, but also because they have like this one big sprayer off of them, which actually works out really well with the book that we have this week. Because we have a book by Alex Willen called Unicorns Are the Worst. So we're going to go ahead and read this book with our little special vinegaroon friend here, who maybe kind of fits the description of a unicorn in a way. So let's see if we can get him to just stay in one spot while I read the book, and hopefully he doesn't go running off. I know, you're so curious. All right, Unicorns Are the Worst by Alex Willen. For hundreds of years, I've gone about completing my important goblin business in peace. From documenting spells, to gathering ingredients for spells, to alphabetizing the ingredients I've gathered for spells. No distractions, no interruptions, just me and my work. But guess who decided to move in the meadow next door? Unicorns. Now, I know what you're going to say. Unicorns are the best. Unicorns are magical, blah, 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 blah. That's true, but a lot of things are magical, like elves and fairies. And what's the other one? Elves, fairies, and... Oh, right. Goblins. I've studied the forgotten magic that lies deep within the earth. I know spells that can transform socks into slugs. I can turn broccoli into ice cream. And I've mastered the three-strand braid. But despite all this, does anyone ever ask to have a goblin-themed birthday party? Apparently not. Meanwhile, all unicorns do is frolic around all day on their dainty unicorn hooves. Frolic isn't even hard. Goblins can frolic. We just choose not to. I don't get it. They're just horses with pointy heads. I have pointy ears, but you don't hear me carrying on about it. And the glitter. So much glitter. Do you realize how hard it is to get glitter out of a smock? Sorry, our little vinegaroon friend keeps taking off. They are constantly playing their instruments. Newsflash, unicorns, not everyone likes harp music. And the tea parties. So many tea parties. It's not like they ever ask me to one of their tea parties. Not that I would ever have time for tea parties when there's all-important work to be done. It's not like the shrub is going to document itself. Do I enjoy a good cup of tea? Perhaps the occasional crumpet? We'll never know because someone around here has to take their work seriously. You know what? I wouldn't go to one of their silly tea parties even if they did ask me. You know why? Because unicorns are the worst. I would rather be neighbors with gnomes, or this dragon, or a chicken, or wait a minute. Run for your lives! Save yourselves, you my little sock slugs. Pages are stuck. And my vinegaroon's trying to walk away. Gulp. Well, I guess unicorns do have some good traits. Sorry, now my vinegaroon's just walking all over the place and trying to get in the way of the book. For instance, did you know that their glitter can put out dragon fire? And the harp music can be quite disorienting? Those dainty hooves pack quite a wallop. And it turns out a unicorn's horn is more than just pointy. All right, fine. As far as neighbors go, unicorns aren't that bad. But I think we can all agree dragons are the worst. The end. Just a bunch of glitter. So there you have it. Unicorns Are the Worst by Alex Willen. This is a good book that teaches us a lesson that although we may think something is the worst or we may not like something at first, if you give it a chance, then it could end up being something really cool or something you like a whole lot, like our little vinegaroon friend here. People get really scared of certain bugs when they see them, but if you give them a chance, they can actually show you that they're really cool and can be kind of sweet and also, in their own way, very, very cute. So, I hope you guys enjoyed our book, Unicorns Are the Worst, and I hope you enjoyed learning about our vinegaroon friend. We'll see you next week.